European Championships in Antalya. And this is the last of the individual matches. We're on day 3 of these European Championships. First of the semi-finalists is Zuzanna CIESLAR of Poland, world ranked number 82, 21 years old, and she is up against Anna BASHTA, the world ranked number 2 from Azerbaijan, 25 years old, and in the form of her life. Fantastic season this year. BASHTA, the in-form fencer. In the second of the semi-finals, we have the Italian Rossella Gregorio, who has won a silver medal in this competition back in Tbilisi in 2017. And she is up against Sarah Balza, 27-year-old, world ranked number 19. Sarah Balza also on great form this season. Missing the world number 1 Manon Brunet-Appetit out with a shoulder reconstruction. Anna BASHTA came through a very tight quarter-final against Olga Karlan of Ukraine. And it went right down to the wire, 14 apiece. It ended up Karlan had the better of BASHTA for most of that until the final period. CIESLAR, well, she faced Larissa Eifler of Germany to get through to the semi-final stage. Well, this season, 2 World Cup wins in Plovdiv in January, a World Cup win in the Athens event in March, and then the last Grand Prix in Padua. It's been a bit of a disrupted season. COVID still playing a part, as well as events around the world. Now, for this finals, I'm joined in the commentary box by Karim Bashir. Karim, you love a bit of sabre, don't you?
Certainly do. I mean, the thing about today is it's all come down to what happened in the pools. No top 16 athlete getting a bye as they normally do at World Cups and Grand Prix. So we had some really tasty matchups. I think the one for me today was BASHTA versus Karlan, and BASHTA, well, true to form this season, came through that one.
So first of the women's sabre semi-finals at the European Championships here in Antalya, and a BASHTA of Azerbaijan against Zuzanna CIESLAR of Poland. No touch given. Now, if you're new to fencing and you're new to sabre, then this is sabre. It's fast, it's furious, it's a cutting weapon. The whole of the upper body, including the mask, is the target area, and you score with the length of the blade as well as the point. It's a weapon of convention, so the referee has to decide who the attacking fencer is in the last action. And if you're being attacked, your choices are get hit, which is never a good one, to either make your opponent miss by moving away and running away effectively, and then it becomes your right of way, or you can parry the blade, and if you parry, then it becomes your right of way. There is a fourth option, and you see it occasionally in sabre, stop cut, where you basically you can get hit, you can hit your opponent, and it's not your right of way. It's like stealing the ball. Absolutely,
a counter block as well, which is the same thing. It's, you know, when you don't have the right of way, you jump in and hit your opponent and then block the attack. So yeah, that's a really good description of this right-of-way weapon. Very complicated, but we boiled it down nicely, Jerry.
Yellow card there for BASHTA for
early start, going early, and she's called for a video review here. Andres Duvis with Evgeny Darkokin in the officials seat. Darkokin is the video referee, but ultimately Duvi, as he's known on the circuit, he will make the decision. Here he is.
No, he's still getting a yellow. is the decision from Andras Duvis. Well, a slow start from Anna BASHTA, but I think she's regained the momentum now.
She's warmed herself up into this one, hasn't she? But Cieslar's product of a lovely attack, blocked out by the Azerbaijani, and now you get another video review. We'll see this in the replay here. Well, interesting. Now, what this is about is whether that blade, well, the attack from Cieslar has gone into the bottom third of the blade and turned into a default parry for BASHTA, which will give her the right of way. We're about to find out.
Right, the last Grand Prix in Padua in May, Susanna Cieslar didn't make it into the round of 64.
No, 96 there, so she got through the pools but then lost out before the full elimination day. That last hit was given the parry cost, and now, as you predicted, Graham, BASHTA has started to find a way through this. It's not really moving out of the middle too much, and perhaps Cieslar needs to think about that. She did as well, exactly what said. She went in and then came out again. Now she's the long attack, and 75% of the time at least, when you're on the long attacking saber, you are going to get it. She's a product of someone who's come through the pools though and knows how to fence to 5. She came through those pools ranked 4th for the knockout stages. The quality of defences here, that is a very, very good result for her.
So BASHTA now asking for a video review. What's she thinking that might have happened there?
The question is, did Cieslar step in and then bring her arm right back? And the point, effectively, was behind her. So I think this might be quite a good call from Anna BASHTA. Now coached by Oleg Matchsin, and he was the former coach of Olga Karlan, which made that quarter-final between those two a real tasty affair. Karlan now living in Italy. Good call, BASHTA.
So 6-4 the score. When the first fencer gets to 8, we'll take a break. The time is not even running in saber. If you're new to fencing, it's too fast for that. 15 the target.
Well, for once, the long attack fails. That's a lovely parry riposte, really composed from Anna BASHTA there. And you called it, Graham. She worked her way in through the first 3 or 4 hits, and now she's found the distance.
Yeah, and you really saw there on the slow-mo that beautiful parry. And here is the coach chatting to Anna BASHTA. Of course, BASHTA, born in Russia, did actually compete for Russia.
Lives in St. Petersburg.
And lives in St. Petersburg, switched to Azerbaijan.
Yeah, it was a big change around a few years ago, pre the world changing. So she has been fencing for Azerbaijan for a while now. I think we can safely say she's an Azerbaijani. But the fact that she's with coach Oleg Matchsin, I think has had a big influence on the results.
Well, I mean, you've seen her fence this year. You watched her in Padua. What's different about Anna BASHTA this year? What's the coach done?
Decision making. I think it's all about the decision making off the line. So knowing what to do and when to do it. I've watched her a little bit today, and there's a lot of non-verbal communication between them as well. So they've built a very strong relationship in an extremely short space of time.
So here we go with the second period score. 6 at 8-4. Cieslar getting one back here. Look at the replay of this. difficult to call when it goes into the middle like that.
Yeah, but it was clear that when you come into the middle, as BASHTA did with her arm back, and then someone comes out with a point lunge, it's always going to be given his attack. And that one is exactly the other way. CIESLAR stepped in, stopped. BASHTA picks up the right as well. You've got to look about you've got to look at intention from the fencers when they're in the middle. Yes, they're going at each other, but you've got to look at whether they're trying to attack or whether they're looking for a parallel pass. And that was a brilliant distance strike from the Azerbaijani.
So
Premeditated.
BASHTA, yeah, comes in, stops.
And this is what I'm talking. You asked what the difference is. That decision making. That was a premeditated action. She knew before the referee said allez that is what she was going to do. Looks like she's gone down with something here.
Well, she was testing out her knee earlier. Now it's her ankle.
No, more. I don't feel.
Yeah, you talk about the decision tree. So you come on guard and maybe you have a plan. Maybe you're going to go with eyes open, without a plan, if you like. Your plan is that you're just waiting to kind of perceive what your opposition is going to do, rather than try and predict what they're going to do. Or you might want to try and persuade your opponent to do something different. There's 3 Ps of saber fencing.
Provoking is a key part of the sport, and you need to have all those elements. There are certain fencers out there that are feeling fencers, so they will go eyes open all the time. But and sometimes that creates some spectacular fencing. But most fencers have everything in the bag. It's a combination of.
But the decision-making tree. So say I'm going to come out, I'm going to little step forward, then I'm going to go step lunge. But what happens if my opponent then moves away? And then what am I then going to do? I'm going to have to then not do my step lunge. I'm going to have to continue on my attack. So
absolutely.
And then there might be a time when so something else happens. So there might be, I don't know, up to 12 decisions.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking
in one point.
You've got to be thinking on your feet. If you go in with a premeditated decision and it doesn't work, you've obviously got to have a backup plan. B, C, D, E, F, G plans. BASHTA this time stepping in, looking, eyes open, and she seized the moment. See that short step at the beginning, and because CIESLAR did nothing off the line, she's looking as she steps forward, and then she just launches into something.
Well, it seemed to me both of them went with eyes open there, but BASHTA was the quicker to react and take it up and take the hit.
Or you could look at it the other way and say CIESLAR didn't react to what BASHTA did. So yes, it's that whole tactical, logical circle that you're talking about, decision-making tree.
And BASHTA just slipped off the edge of the piece there.
Yeah, that's not going to help
her ankle.
An injury that she's already seemingly got. Interesting to look.
Oh, it's a lovely hit to the wrist there, wasn't it?
Yeah, tries the stop cut, yeah. Interesting to look at the backhand of BASHTA. That could be an attack left every day of the week. No point in complaining about that, Susanna. Look, stop, and then the attack's already started. So the stop on the right-hand side, the attack comes from the left. Again, she stops.
Yeah.
She can't do that again. She needs to take this one out of the middle or finish the attack straight off the line. Oh, and she misses on that occasion, goes too low. And even BASHTA saying here, test my arm, you hit me on the leg, I'm afraid. She probably did have the right of way there.
Well, a gimme there for Anna BASHTA. Brings the score to 14-6, and it's gone to form. This match, there's no way back here for Zuzana CIESLAR. And with that comes a certain amount of freedom. When you've got nothing to lose.
She teased out the attack from BASHTA then. She set that one up nicely.
And these are learning points now for Zuzana CIESLAR.
Attack left.
But that is it. Anna BASHTA's through to the final here at the European Championships. Her personal best in a European competition. She's won World Cups this year. She's won a Grand Prix. And now she is on course for a gold medal match in the final here in Antalya.
Yeah, and the other thing about this is, I wonder what this does to the world rankings. With Manon Brunet Apathy out injured, basically preparing for the Olympic cycle, I think, which starts in April next year. BASHTA, with her results this season, if she was to win it, maybe only the silver medal is enough to get her into the #1 spot. And well, you know, as a former winter athlete, what world ranking means, especially if you manage to climb to #1 in the world.
Well, it certainly helps, doesn't it, with kudos, sponsorship. Years old and showing some good promise for the future.